Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer. This is King of the Hill. This is Inspections episode 7. So no battles in this one, just going to take a look at the Xeon by Sithafin, the Predator by Anickle, Steel Strider's Boomer by Farum 4, and the Lockbox Battleship by Pyraeus. Take a look at the Xeon first, coming in at 98k. Like a triple vehicle entry. Got a spawn stick, two little fighters, it's like fixed gun fighters, and then the main Xeon itself. Here, let's take a look at we got the Xeon is the main, and then two Kryptons. Oh, okay. It looks like this might be the front, but it's actually, this is the front. Kind of hard to see through the, see if we can get the shields. No, it doesn't look like the shields are going to kick off. Take a look at the shields first, just to double check. Cutting it close. Yeah, it looks like 3 layers, maybe a little bit on the corners, overlapping like 4 layers, just a little bit. But not enough to worry about. It's like 3 layers all the way through. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so this is definitely a forward-facing broadsider. You can see the custom jet engine here at the front for making sure it stays at range. That's dangerous though, having that open like that. Yes, that'll be pretty easy for a stray shot or fragments to get through and take out those custom jet engine parts. Those are fairly fragile. So like some lambs on the front. Let's go to exploded. Rather large jet engine. Facing the wrong way. Laser parts here at the back. Some ammo processors. Fuel engine. Seems to have a hell of a lot of engine power for how many engines it has. Maybe not. I guess it does have the engines. I'm not seeing an offensive laser. It looks like the laser is purely for lambs. Unless I am mistaken, I don't see laser firing piece. So it looks like purely depending on the missiles for damage. Oh, really? Rather large missiles, fragment missiles, beam riders, thumperhead. Okay. Anti-missile missiles. somewhat limited on the offense. Okay, that's got some more engines tucked in here in the wings. Think down underneath. Nope. Alright, let's take a look at the little sub-vehicles. The Kryptons. It's like a fairly simple little craft. Making use of the new pistons. A little bit of drag cheesing there using the spin blocks for wings. Alright, everything looks good to me. Let's see how it does in the 1v1. Oh, wrong map. Alright, let's see how it goes. Like most of the missiles miss. You can see the Zeons heading way out to the edge of range. Little fighters duking it out. Oh, this one. That one got wrecked. Oh, that's it. So it does. It uses the wings kind of like a VTOL craft would. That's cool. At first I thought they were just using the spin blocks for drag cheesing. That's actually really cool how that works. Almost like a little helicopter. It doesn't look like the Zeons really do all that much. Waiting for the reload. There we go. See how the beam riders do. Yeah, against a, yeah, right there on the second volley. Oh, a bunch of them undershoot. I think enough landed where it'll take it out. Well, I'm wondering if it can damage itself. I mean, taking out the sub-vehicles is fine, but it needs to be able to damage itself. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to. If it has a powerful enough lambs, I'm not sure if those beam riders will make it through. one of them dropped below 95%, so that's good enough. Looks like the damage output might be a little bit low on this. We'll have to see how it goes once we get to the fights. Let's move on and take a look at the next entry. So we have the Predator Mk4 by Anickle. Must be a surface ship. Went in right at the limit. Oh yeah. Very nice. Like the dark, almost like charcoal color. Very fitting name. Sort of smokestacks. It's like kind of like, I don't know, maybe like futuristic steampunk or something. Dead blades. Okay, so it's using Deady Blade propellers instead of regular water propellers. I think you probably get a bit more thrust that way. Some down here below as well. Take a look at, looks like just single layer shielding. 2 layers here on the front. It's kind of hard to see. He's got the opacity turned up, or the alpha turned down, however you want to say it. So I can find a shield block. Like 1 or 2 layers of shielding. One outer layer away from the hull, and then another one a little bit closer on top of the hull. Overall, pretty good coverage. It's like mostly wood and stone. One for the Gigantor strategy. Lots of health, not a whole lot of armor points. Bunch of missiles here. Looks like a mix. We got EMP. I think these are explosive, and then frag and EMP. So yeah, lots of really large missiles. So we're gonna do some damage. These torpedoes or missiles coming out the sides here. Torpedoes, yeah, some big old torpedoes. So plenty of missiles and torpedoes. Take a look down the hull. Yeah, very, very heavy duty hull. I mean, not, like I said, not a lot of metal or armor, but the stone really packs a lot of hit points. Steam engine here is not moving, maybe for backup. Oh wow, look at this engine. Yeah, I guess with all those shields, you're gonna have some engine power. It's a serious engine. Oh, looks like a bit of a laser. Must be some lambs hidden in here too. Lost it. Yep, a lamb's array on the tower. And let's take a look at the turrets. 166 millimeter. Looks like some spam guns. Oops. What are they gonna be firing? Flak. This looks like a mix of flak, heat, and HE. these are a little bit different. These are 250 millimeter. Or if this is the heat gun. Yeah. So flak, high RPM flak gun at the back. I bet that is an anti-missile gun as well. And then 250 millimeter is this one going to be the HE. Yeah, so an HE gun, a squash head, so heat gun, and then a flak spam gun. So I mean, only 3 turrets, but should be pretty good damage, and then lots of missiles and torpedoes. Overall, nice looking design. Let's see how it does in the mirror match. I don't imagine it'll have too much trouble. Those missiles or torpedoes alone should do quite a bit of damage. A little bit of lag right off of the spawn. Missile volley coming in. Looks like the Lamb's taking out most of those missiles. But the guns are landing. Oh, torpedoes coming in here. Some really large torpedoes. And devastating effect. See, already almost at the 95%. Shield's doing a good job of bouncing those shells. There we go, both below 95%. So that counts. So very nice design. That's the Predator by Anickle. So we have the Steel Strider's Boomer by Ferrum 4. Oh, finally a sub. This looks like a submarine to me. With a name like Boomer, I imagine it is. Very nice. Look at all those torpedoes. Lots of propellers. I wonder how fast this thing is. I imagine it's not too bad. It's got a pretty low cross section and lots of propellers. More torpedoes at the front. Missiles all along the top. Taking the Boomer name to heart. It's like metal skin with stone internal armor, so fairly durable. A couple of large engines separated here in the middle. Full ammo store. And yeah, look at these missiles. Are these frag? Yeah, frag. Radar missiles. It's a lot of missiles. And are these missiles or torpedoes? I imagine these are, yeah, torpedoes. Explosive torpedoes. Like mostly one layer, a little bit of overlapping or butterflying for 2 layers in places. Alright, let's do the mirror match. All the torpedoes launching. Yeah, not even gonna launch missiles. I guess there's no point when you're facing another submarine. passing the test. That is the Steel Strider's Boomer by Farum 4. Let's get the last entry loaded in. Take a look. And finally we have the Lockbox Battleship by Pyraeus. Very minimalistic, sort of polygon look. Kind of reminds me of the, oh, what was it? Oh, it's sinking. Oh, it was, I think it was a Anickle's ship. What's that thing called? The Schneider? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. With the two guns at the front and back, and then the guns here in the middle. Those don't look like crams, though. Look, is there any shielding? Yeah, it looks like some shield projectors on the turrets. We'll have to take a look. Looks like they only activate when there's enemies. So we'll have to take a look before the start of the mirror match. Doesn't look like it's going to be an issue, though. Metal hull. Yeah, lots of metal. Lead at the bottom. This thing's gonna be heavy. Surprised it's floating at all. Oh, I see. It's got the. It depends on the hydrofoils for buoyancy. So that'll be good until it loses engine power. Hopefully it takes out its enemies before that happens. So it's definitely, with all this metal and lead, it's gonna want to sink. Missiles here in the middle, frag missiles. Another smallish engine, not a whole lot of engine power, so must not be too powerful of shields. And let's take a look at the guns. Alright, so main guns look like 500 millimeter. Really low components, so not going to be high rate of fire. Shape charge. So Hesh. That's going to be fairly low rate of fire. Oh, and they missed this at first, so a torpedo rack on the bottom. And then these are 150mm spam guns. What are these? Oh, these are fairly small as well. HE. Little ball turrets. Alright, let's go ahead and get the mirror match going. Yeah, it looks like shielding is only on the turrets themselves, no shielding on the hull. Maybe a tiny bit there. That might be on the shielding as well, or on the turrets as well. Or could be on the hull. Let's go ahead and get this on pause and see how it does. Torpedoes on the way. Fest. So that is the Lockbox Battleship by Pyraeus. It's our final entry for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll get these in the next episode. We'll get some battles with these new entries. So hopefully you join me then.